The Bright Side Chronicles is about to go down with Kerri and Nana. You ready for the show to begin?
Hey, let's go. Let's get it. It's almost showtime. Let's go. Let's get it. It's almost go time. Let's freaking go.
That's right, it's go time.
Yes,
All right.
sir.
I gotta go work some technical magic. So why don't you tell the listening audience what the Bright Side Chronicles is all about? Well, I jump in and attempt to get you streaming live, my love.
All right. So first and foremost, shout out to anybody that is watching this podcast, sponsored by your own Kerri Lewis and Nana Agyemang. What Brightside Chronicles is basically about is talking about things that bring you joy, happiness, whether it's your job, whether it's your occupation of some sort, hobby wise, to just random things that you truly enjoy that bring you that sense of happiness. This hour segment is literally just about that. So we've been doing this. This is episode 40.
Episode 40. Can you believe it?
We just turned the big 40.
40.
And normally we have like a guest speaker. Sometimes life happens and people aren't able to make it, and that's okay. It just shows us how unscripted this is, and it's just a conversation to be had. Last week we had my friend Yue, which was freaking amazing. She was such a good soul to watch and just talk to. And we've had many just diverse backgrounds, to just like friends to family. Even what we had Ollie here on it like a couple weeks ago, right? Yeah. And then we've had professionals that know of the spiritual space, which this lady over there knows all about. We've had cosplayers, we've had just family, including my brother. I don't know. It's just a really cool moment. Like the hour is just talking about just what we truly enjoy. You know what I mean? But aside from that, babe, are you still working on your technical difficulty stuff?
I am not, because I am brilliant and I was able to get you streaming because I had to
Cool.
Instagram.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
What was your question, my love?
Yeah, I was gonna say, what has brought you with this week and everything like that? What's a couple examples of joy that you've manifested? Actually, I think that's the best question to ask to start it off.
Oh, listen, you know me, I'm all about the manifestation. But first off, I can manifest looking at your beautiful face because we haven't seen each other in a little bit. And I always love spending time with you and connecting with all of the good stuff.
Appreciate it.
Manifesting wise, well, let's see. I manifested a New York trip with our daughters to go see the Great Gatsby. I manifested a slow journal. I manifested going to Dubai, although that's just happened. That's culminating next week. But really, ultimately, I want to go back to for the listening audience, my perspective of the Bright Side Chronicle and why I love that we are hitting 40 episodes. And it's in a world where we hear the narrative around fear-based experiences. I personally understand that we create our reality through our thought. And so you and I experience a lot of joy and experience harmony and love and connection. I feel that because we've experienced that so much, we have a responsibility to highlight for the other people the fact that we are actually in control of our reality. And when we focus on the positive, more positive will come to us. And so the Bright Side Chronicles for me and hitting 40 episodes is huge because that is 40 weeks of us continuing to impress upon other people who may not be informed that just because you may be experiencing certain things outside doesn't mean that you need to be a slave to them. And the more you tap into joy, the more you'll experience joy in your life.
Yo, first and foremost, I love that you're going to New York with our daughter. Like, When is this trip going on? Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little jealous, but like you deserve it.
I have
You
no
deserve it.
idea, so I'll let you know when I'm rolling up.
Because I know that's gonna be an epic moment to go, and you love that stuff. So like, I know you're probably just excited as the little one is as well. Um, and then secondly, I love that you're talking about even manifesting like the journal, right? Like that was something that you love your skulls. Like the world has to know that this young lady over here loves skulls. That's her thing. So like to get a journal that has skulls on it, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. You know what I mean? Like that's but I just was gonna say, dang, what has brought me a lot of joy this week? You know what? It would probably be the gym. Truthfully, it would be the gym. The gym has brought me a lot of joy. Only reason I say that is because whether it's the tough times at work or the good times of work, I'm still just there. You know what I mean? I just get there and I get to intermingle with people as well too. So I get to catch up with friends that I haven't seen in some time or just lock into shoot for whatever aspiration. And I've been focusing on a lot more on core. Core has been something that I've been neglecting for probably like the past like month and a half. But now I'm incorporating that in a lot of my workouts when I get out of like when I'm done with my session, just to make sure I incorporate that. And then cardio, I'm also adding back into my regular routine, just because I feel like I want to be more active instead of just kind of like just nonchalant. You know what I mean?
Well, it's so interesting because anybody who knows me and you, because we're very similar in our approach
Shout
towards
out to
like,
Bonnie, by the way. So say
I know,
hi.
shout out to Bonnie. We got mad love, the sunshine. God, I haven't seen
Yes.
Bonnie in a grip, but I also haven't been at the YMCA during the mornings for a grip
Yeah.
anyway. So there you go. But something that we both are really uh not good at, but what our habit is to observe other people. And one of the ways I
Mm.
observe behaviors and other individuals is through watching documentaries. And I was watching The Man in the Arena because, of course, we both know I'm watching the
Tom Brady?
Patriots play in the Super Bowl this
Hold
weekend.
up,
And
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold
I'm
on, hold
so
on, hold on.
hyped up for that.
You were watching the Man in the Rain documentary without me?
Did you watch it?
Okay, I did, but still, so
Crazy
how you gonna watch it?
mastermind.
Nah,
See,
you be doing that stuff. I see you. I see you.
listen, I be listening. There's certain things I watch with you and certain things I watch without you. You told me you watched it, so I'm watching it. But anyway, here's
All
the
right.
point. Okay.
Yeah.
It goes back to you saying that you're focusing back on cardio
Cardio
and
core.
core and stuff. And I think, so often we as individuals, and of course I study, world theology. So is we always hold on to like the past, like there's this expectation that we need to be doing something. And even watching The Man in the Arena, like every moment, every season of football, every time you step out on the field, every time you and I step into a show, it's a new experience. And so when
Correct.
we just kind of show up and allow ourselves to enjoy the experience for what it is, then we're much more present and we're able to learn ourselves more. We're able to experience more joy because there's not this expectation of a performance or how our body needs to
Mm.
move. So I'm really, really passionate about not holding myself to like this expectation of what it needs to look like, but rather how do I become present so that I can enjoy this experience right now in real time.
Mm. Well, the present part I like a lot too, because I think that's something that I've always really tried to like literally live in the now, right? So if there's, I don't know, like work stuff going on, I'm locked into work stuff. If there's outside events going on, I'm locked into that stuff. But like being present is so huge. I saw one of my coworkers the other day because he was like, dude, how do you stay consistent with like what you do for work? This is just a conversation. I think it might have been with Ty or something like that. But because we always chop it up. And I was like, in all honesty, I just try to just utilize every opportunity in that moment. So somebody walks into the door, how do we figure out how to help the person that's walking through the door? and things of that
Okay,
nature.
just saying, manifestation, best thing that happened. This is what our niece just gave me.
Alexis is buying fake Newtons for you?
Yes, and here's the thing, guys.
Nah.
You say snacks for the 15-hour trip to Dubai.
Yo, Lex is real for that. Lex is real for that.
She is real for that.
Yo. Tell her she the goat.
She can hear you.
Oh, all right, my fault.
No, but you know what? You want to come say hi? Come say hi.
What up, gang?
How you doing?
I'm good, and you?
Good.
Thank you. But what were you gonna say, babe?
Well, so you say you take advantage of opportunities. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You know what opportunities you and me take the most advantage of? And I see it all the time. So I'm going to shout out both of us. We show up in kindness and love. And because we do that so consistently and so often, we always get and receive love back. Like I said, you know, how often do you tell me somebody stopped by with a homemade cookie or
Oh my gosh,
dropped off a donut and orange juice, or like
I always be grateful.
Yes, but it's because we choose in each moment to be present and to be kind and to be excited. Like, look at MD. What's up, my friend from Bangladesh?
Yo, shout out.
Thank you for joining us on this beautiful. I don't know if it's Thursday your time, but it's probably.
I believe Bangladesh it's Friday. I'm pretty sure they're ahead. You're gonna be ahead in the future too, if you think about it. Technically,
I know. Woo. No, but anyway, going back to what you were saying to Tyler, is you take advantage of opportunities.
Absolutely, because like to me, what it is like, I think there's a quote that says, I don't believe in luck. I believe a prepared person meets an opportunity, right? So that's why, like, I don't really harbor upon luck. Like, if you prepared for your, like, hey, I'm up, or let's say, perfect example, right? I go to work early. I set up my desk.
Up here we go. Nana is going through the wars of
Oh shit,
Wi-Fi insanity over here.
I don't know what's going on, but anyhow, what I was saying is basically preparing yourself for the opportunity. Whether it's like going to work earlier, maybe 5 minutes early, set yourself up. Then that way, when you get in front of someone, you already have your schedule cleared. So then don't have to worry about, oh, I gotta like go do this. That's why you probably see a couple times. So I'll be like, babe, I'm gonna go to work a little early today because I have a busy schedule ahead of me. Thus, making it a little bit more easier if I do get overwhelmed. At least I know that I've done the best that I could to kind of prepare myself for that. You know what I mean?
Well, so also what I think is really important and what you and I highlight in the Bright Side Chronicles, right? We focus on the bright side. And this kind of goes into me watching the Man in the Arena, which I totally forgot because, you know, I'm just like, oh, the Patriots won another Super Bowl, blah, blah, blah. Plus I drank a lot during the, you know, the years when they won Super Bowls in the past. So I don't always remember about the 28-3 game where we came back and beat Houston. Right?
No. Falcons, Atlanta Falcons, get it right.
No, it was Houston.
It was not. Houston was not in the Super Bowl. It was Atlanta Falcons. It was Atlanta Falcons because I have it on my desk. Come on, bro.
Whatever. Listen, okay.
You just saw a red team and you thought it was Houston.
You a hater. Yes, you're right. But listen, in all fairness, I was like chefing it up for the family. But the whole point is Nana Agyemang.
Yeah.
Nana Ose Agyemang. Okay,
Yeah. Why you gotta call my middle name? Why you gotta use my middle name?
I'm dropping the gauntlet right now.
Hey, yo. I'm trying to be the man in the arena.
You didn't let, you know, you and I don't let one bad game, one bad quarter, one hard morning get in our way. We allow ourselves to reset. And how often do I call you midday and be like, babe, I just need to like that and let it go. Or you'll call me and be like, yo, I just need to go. Because then we're allowing ourselves to honor our truth in that moment, which is it's hard, but also not let that hard influence how we experience the rest of the day. And I think too often people wake up, they have a bad morning or something happens unexpectedly and they allow that one moment in time to influence how they experience the rest of their day, which then can turn into 2 days and then a week, and really that happens more often than you know, I would wish for people. So that to me is how you cultivate success for yourself.
Well, that's a good point that you bring it up with the one moment and then it just transpires to another. That's a snowball effect, right? So think about it this way. Snowball starts off very small and then you keep rolling, it keeps picking up traction, right? Now you have a big ass snowball just is going out. And it could be of all negative stuff or all positive stuff. So like it's really how you shift it, right? So I have a good thing happen in a day. Oh, dude, this is perfect. Like now I just got to keep that mentality going. If I have a negative thing happen, some people kind of just lock in, oh, you know, poor me, this happened. And it's like, I guess at a certain point you have to understand that like it can't only be only poor you, poor you, poor you constantly. It gets to a point where you have to also understand like maybe I have to change my mentality. And I think that's something that even I myself fall into. As much as I'm positive, there are moments where I've just been like, yo, babe, like this day's just beating my ass, like whatever it is, you know what I mean? So, oh shit. Swifty said, what do you say?
Can you say in a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse voice, hey, we're gonna go to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
We're gonna go to the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
Woohoo!
No, he says, oh boy.
Going back to MD's question, I am flying to Dubai on Monday.
Yes.
I'm very excited about that.
But yeah, what I was saying is like even with myself, I fall into the trap of sometimes like I get in my head because I'm like, well, I planned everything to go accordingly, and then like something happens. But then I always remember Kobe's mentality of like, it's just a moment. It really is just a moment, right? So you can either let that moment control you or you can pass through it. And like normally it becomes a pass through it because I'm like, I gotta keep moving forward. I gotta keep going. Like there's no way I just like get stagnant and just be like, damn, like this is, and yeah, I might have maybe a day, but I don't try to let that drag on to other days because then you're just in the same constant loop. You're like a hamster in a wheel. You know what I mean? At that point, you're just doing the same days, just different motions, but it's the same exact mentality if you don't shift it. And I think one of the things I also to preface this is like if I go through a slump at work, there's this one video that I watched when I first started at R, and it was like how to be a great car salesman. And I literally watched that because like it resets me and be like, oh, I know how to do my job. I know how to like work. I know it's not necessarily like the best of situations when I'm in that mindset, but it's a way to re-stress it. Oh my gosh. Hi.
You gotta lift up now. Do it. Go ahead.
Hi. Oh boy.
No, don't touch it. You'll mess up my stream back.
Hi. Hi, Ozzy.
Oh yeah, that's a snack your mommy bought me. Who's that?
He said he wants one?
What is that? Oh.
Hi, Ozzy.
Say hi to people. Say bye.
Bye, Ozzy. He's so adorable, yo.
He came flying out the cut. He was in bed.
Wait, he was in bed? Bro just woke up and was just like, no, I'm just here. He probably heard you talking to me and he's like, oh, let me go say what up.
But you know what? So here's the thing. I really do want to go back to what you were saying is you always come back to, you know, the things that you know are going to ground you. And the same holds true for me, right? I have disciplines. And this is why I was just talking to somebody I work with earlier today. And there's just non-negotiables, right? There's non-negotiables for you. You know, you're going to the gym, you know, you're going to listen to Philosopher and all these funny videos.
Oh my gosh, love that stuff.
Who are really important to you.
Love that stuff.
For me, I know that I'm going to set my intentions for the day. I'm going to pray. I'm going to go through a gratitude list. And then I know that I'm going to read a bunch of theology and ground into the things that, you know, get me grounded. And it's interesting because I had Elena, who's awesome, she reached out to me the other day to say, hey, I just want to remind you, self-care is super important. Make sure, you're doing self-care. And I'm like, oh, no, no, no. See, self-care is 100% my non-negotiable, because when you work in addiction and mental health recovery,
Yep.
if you're not taking care of yourself, you're projecting your mess out into the world. And I have a responsibility to make sure that I'm showing up as pure love, non-judgmental, and to hold space for really amazing people. And if I don't take care of myself first, I'm sloppy, and I'm not willing to do that to anybody else or myself.
Well, so that's a good point, right? So that's kind of like literally, it's almost like, I guess, in car sense, right? I compare it to like you go on per se your day off, i.e., today, and you know that you have somebody that's inquiring about a vehicle, right? And I want to be the person to help them out. And sometimes things don't go accordingly. In my thought process, I was going to go to work today, sell a car, and dip. It should have taken maybe an hour and a half, and then it took a little bit more than that. But like at the end of the day, it's gonna get approved, and I have to understand that like it is what it is. But I was more excited because I was coming on the show tonight, and I love that we just get this segment, this hour of just talking about just what brings us joy and happiness. Another thing that I really harbor upon recently was actually I was at the gym today, right? Talking to one of my friends. I forget his name every time because we've spoken a couple times, but he lost his phone at the gym, right? And he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey, have you seen my phone?" I said, "No, I haven't seen your phone." But
Up, we're being left in suspense.
did it kick me out again? It
Yep.
did. It did.
Okay,
But
so we haven't seen your phone, and now we've seen your phone. No, go ahead.
yeah. So then I talked to him, and he was like, "You know what? I know that if I stop worrying about it, it will show up." And I was like, "Yo, that's the realest stuff I've heard." Like in that moment, because he was like, I can't keep putting that worrying thing out there. It's just gonna just eventually. And he's like, my wife said that it's in the gym because she did the ping thing or whatever, the thing to find your iPhone type of thing. And he was like, you know what? Everything will work as well. And I'm pretty sure he ended up finding his phone because he wasn't stressed about it. But that's what I was saying is like, the more you stress about stuff, the more clutter it creates in your thought process, right? Because now you're like, oh my gosh, like I have all this going on, but then I gotta worry about this, I gotta worry about that. And I told him straight up, I was like, dude, some of my favorite moments in life are when I don't have my phone with me, which is the funny part. Because as much as I get pulled in so many different directions, that it's really nice to like sometimes be like, okay, my phone's charging. I don't feel the need to go pick it up. I don't feel the need to look at it. Like I can I did that the other day at work. I went to the inspection bay, left my phone there, and I came back to 5 missed calls. I didn't care. I was like, I'll get back to it when I get to it. Like it was like really refreshing. And I think that was like the unplug that he was trying to preface when he talked about like, don't worry about it, you'll eventually find it. And I was like, that's real stuff. So that was pretty cool.
I mean, you bring up a good point, with or without meaning to, which is to unplug. Part of the reason you
Mm,
and I stay grounded in the present and in a lot of joy is we filter our experiences. And
yeah.
I'm very particular about what it is I allow into my vortex, so to speak, like what it is
Yeah.
I'm willing to take in. And even our friends, when they try to send me information about politics or things that I'm not interested in hearing, I set a really clear boundary about that. So part of unplugging
Mm,
is filtering what it is you're allowing to enter your brain, because what your subconscious is absorbing is thus going to create the experiences you're having.
mm. So what you mean is that if I say that I am going to win the lottery, I can put out good energy to thus hopefully win the lottery.
Well, you will not win the lottery.
But I've already won the lottery. See what I just did there? Ah, you did.
Damn right you did. Yeah, damn right you
Yeah.
did. But you know what? I did the same thing. So there you go.
I
But would
can't.
you not say that okay, so I'm curious, because I know you're just as particular about it as I am, that you are very mindful
Yeah.
of the information you take in and what you expose yourself to in terms of external noises.
I mean, truthfully, I think my thing is I've become unbothered with certain things. I think unbothered is probably the word that I've been using a lot more. And when I say unbothered, it's not that I don't care. It's just I don't want to expend my energy towards certain things, right? So if there's something going on with drama plays, gym work, or whatever, and it has nothing to do with me, I don't feel the need to be associated with it at all. Because I'm like, how is this helping to beneficially prepare me for what's next in life that I have to focus on? Like, if there's negative stuff, I'm just very like, I don't have time for this. I gotta keep the course. I gotta just get that out of my thought process. So I think unbothered would definitely be a word that I use. I think just more because like I wouldn't necessarily say like I'm recluse. I'm very selective of what I want in my spectrum of like influence, right?
Yep. Well,
Yeah,
it's interesting because, okay, so you are a firm believer of manifestation, right?
absolutely. Manifestation master here. No.
Well, so what is, for the listening audience who may be curious, what do you how do you um describe manifestation? How does that experience feel for you?
Oh dang! I wish I looked up the definition of manifestation, but I feel like it falls along the lines of like putting things out into the universe and having the universe come back with what you've asked for.
Yep.
So, I mean, perfect example, right? Working at the dealership, I didn't expect to become a car selling whatever it is person. It just was just something that like I love the idea of service, and then I fell into that. But I remember when I first started, I was like, "Hey, I just want to get an opportunity, but I know that I'm very driven. So like I already had that in that thought process of just like I want to be really good at something. And I remember manifesting saying that I want to be the go-to person when it comes down to car buying, right? And so years later, I'm thankfully able to be doing that with the whole idea of like, ask for Nana or just word of mouth wise. But I manifested that a long time ago. So when people ask me this, say, well, how did you know you're gonna I put it out there because I had put that in my thought process. It's even with the same thing with like being at cons, right? Like you've seen it, babe, with me manifesting. I can't even speak. Manifesting um, guest content creator spaces, which was super cool because like that is just not something that like I had done before. But shout out to my friends and the people that put my name out there and were like, "Hey, this is the person you want to bring out there," and that helped to manifest it. And I feel like manifesting, you can manifest so many different things, but like if you are in a positive mindset, you will definitely manifest so many more positive things. Where if you are in a different mindset and you're just not there yet, you're gonna manifest the opposite end of it. And it's just one of those things where it's just how you look at it in your viewpoint wise when it comes down to it too, you know?
Well, then that leads me to where you and me really work to encourage and foster people to start to cultivate the bright side of their lives, to
Mm,
focus on things, even if it feels really hard what you're going through. There's always
correct.
something to be grateful for. You can drink water.
Oh my
You
god.
can be grateful for hot water. You can be grateful for going outside and looking at trees, whatever. There's something to
Hmm.
find gratitude in,
Grateful
which
to be alive. Grateful
yeah,
to be alive. Like
but
think about it, right? Go
well,
ahead, go
yeah,
ahead.
but I'll challenge you because when I started reprogramming my brain, I didn't have that mentality, but I did have
Yeah,
certain things I was grateful for. So
yeah,
instead of focusing on that, which felt too hard for me at the time, it felt too dense
yeah.
and a disconnect from my subconscious. I was grateful for a cup of hot black coffee. You know what I mean? It's focusing on
Ooh.
little things, but the point of that is you nailed it in saying that, and this is where I want to go back to filtering out your experiences, and people do not realize how powerful our brain is right now. If you look at the external circumstances of our world, all we're doing is experiencing the manifestation of the collective consciousness's fear. So I really want people to understand that, because that's truth. So everybody who keeps feeding these stories of fear, all you're doing is perpetuating the cycle that's been it's here since the dawn of time. And if you look at and study the course of history keeps repeating itself because each individual continues to feed external circumstances rather than like start to practice limiting what they expose themselves to. And thus, here's the great thing. The proof is in the pudding. I'm not telling you to believe me. I'm not telling you to believe Nana. I'm telling you to do the work. And then I promise you, you will absolutely experience it rather quickly. But if you keep focusing on all of this fear-based narrative, then all you're doing is creating more of the same. And that is where we are cultivating that fear-based experience. And I'm just not interested in doing it.
Well, so, and what I was gonna say is with the whole fear-based mentality, right? That's a tough thing, right? Because if somebody grew up, i.e., say in that environment, that's all they see, that's all they know. It's hard to shift that mentality. But then you also can also have mentors and friends that are also on the other end that have seen some of the better things in life, thus basically helping to keep expanding you. And I don't know. It says history tends to. History tends to. What did it say?
Well, there is a law of rhythm. There's a law
Yes.
of perpetual transmutation. There's a law of cause and effect. So while Golden, you're
Shout out.
on, but here's the thing: you can actually break that entire paradigm, and that's where, if anybody's familiar with like Eckhart Tolle's A New Earth, if you're familiar with any of like the language around, I mean, some of the great thought leaders, they keep continuing to say you break that cycle completely. So now the law of rhythm ceases to exist because you're in a different experience altogether. So yes, I agree with you. And you're not a slave to that. And then secondly, Aj, I totally understand what you're saying, but I am a product of that negative mindset. I am a product of a fear-based environment, of family, of the experiences, and I wanted to have a new experience, and thus I studied and surround myself with individuals who gave me an opportunity to have a different perspective. So while I do believe that we grow up in certain circumstances, let it go. You're not a slave to your past circumstance unless you allow yourself to be a slave to that past circumstance.
But I love that you said you had people that were in your life that help you shift that, right? So some people just don't have that, but that doesn't mean that that's the end all be all, right? It could be just you don't have it in that moment. But who's to say a day or two from later on, you might run into somebody that might even change your life. And it happens all the time. You see it happening in day-to-day base interactions, right? Like,
here's the thing. This is two things. One, I want to respond to, it's Wild Gold Dean. Thank you for that correction. No, seriously, I want to honor you. But secondly, once you decide you want a different perspective, the universe will provide for you. But it wasn't until I made the choice to have a new experience that I was open to those people who could help me see differently. And that's really, really important. You know what I mean? So I think that's important. Hang on. I want to, Wild Gold Dean says, feelings happen. You don't always choose them. What you can choose is whether to dwell on it, prolong it, learn from it, and then grow from it. Do you want to respond? Because I always got something to say.
No, I think that's a perfect example of like you have to. I think Kobe said attack the emotions, right? And attack it doesn't have to be aggressive. It can just narrow it down and just try to break it down as to why you're having these emotions and how you can just channel through that and use it for whatever you want, right? Some people use it in different contexts. I use like failure as like a form of like, oh, this is extra fuel. This is like what I needed. Like not getting certain things that like I aspired to push for, it makes me more hungrier. Like, okay, perfect example, right? So I'm actually in a ore farming video competition with a couple friends of mine. Shout out to Leighton for having the competition, and Jade, who is killing it right now. So I'm going up against her, right? So she's dressed up as a character from Demon Slayer. She did a really cool pose that's like a big thing in like the anime. It's called the JoJo Bizarre pose. So like you kind of like bend your it's you arch yourself in like a crescent type. I don't even know what it's. So what it was in the group message thing, she was like, oh, Nana has like 8,000 followers, so he's probably gonna win. And I'm like, you never know. Like I don't assume anything that I'm going to win. It's just you know, you never know who vibes or whatever it is. But she's beating me, and I'm not even upset about it. I'm more like, dude, shout out to you. Like that's cool stuff, because like it's cool to see the like, because I think she thought that I was just gonna win landslide because I have more followers, and I'm like, this is debunking the idea of it. It's basically saying that like if you put out whatever content that appeals to people, it just shows. You know what I mean? Mine was more punny because it was like, oh, cereal or farming. So some people might get it. It might go above some people's heads, which is okay. But hers was also very like clever how she did it. But she's leading the board, and I'm like, I'm not even upset at it. I'm literally like rude. I'm like, yo, go get it. Whoever wins wins. May the best person win. But like, I think it's cool. So I thought it was fascinating that viewpoint came about in my thought process as well too.
Well, shout out to Jade, because I always love showing up and doing their thing. I do want to continue to say, so okay, so while Godin said, I'm a pharmacist, so I have my share of OCD traits, then there's not a lot of opportunity for deep reflection because the current society tends to be more superficiality, instant gratification, shock value. Sometimes it's not always about winning, it's about being yourself, being correct, and being authentic, genuine. And then
good shit.
Ali, okay, I'm about to slaughter. It's my 1000% cosplaying something this summer 2026. Hang on, I'm posting it. So okay, I have so much to say on this topic. So this may offend, but I'm just going to keep it real. Sorry. One, we live in a vastly over-medicated society that likes to use pills to have a brief, to literally have a quick fix instead of examining. And to your point, wow, Golden Dean, that to start to do that reflective work, to start to listen to the narratives that we've been sold, and to start to recognize that it's all total bullshit and that you can absolutely have a new experience. And we have a responsibility to ourselves to create that experience. I feel very passionately about that. Secondly, to touch upon that, I do really feel that you're 100% right, Wild Golden Dean, that our superpower lies in our authenticity. It really does. And we are all supposed to, Wild Gold Dean, our superpower is authenticity. I really do. And I understand you're a pharmacist and I appreciate the work you do, but I also vastly believe that we live in an over-medicated society, both mental health-wise and physical health-wise. And we have the most amount of premature deaths due to the fact that people, don't recognize that we hold the power within our own psyche at all times to have a different experience. So, I'm going to leave it at that, but I do want to say it's a decision and I don't want to make anybody wrong. Wild Goldine, if that feels like your truth, that gets to be. I'm not saying that I'm right and you're wrong, you're right and I'm wrong. That's your experience. You need to be true to that. And if you feel passionate and positive and that keeps you in a state of joy, then by all means, stay in that truth. I respect it. My job's not to try to change other people, but my job is to be authentic to my experience, and that is my truth, and that's my experience. And so I and this is where unity is, to be able to lovingly and respect all people, even though we don't agree with each other's ideologies. My job isn't to understand Nana and his philosophy, or Alejandro and his why they
Shout
like
out to
to dress
Alejandro. That's my guy.
why they like to dress in cosplay. It's to love you. It's to get curious.
Yeah.
It's to be able to have a tough conversation with you and still walk away and say, you know what, that was a really enjoyable conversation and I appreciate it. So that's important. So,
Yeah.
and I really believe that.
Nah, first and foremost, I want to shout out to my man Alejandro, by the way, like, because we've been talking about, obviously Kineticon stuff, and him and I are planning to do a couple like really cool things, and he's actually going to be co-hosting with me. He doesn't know this, but he's co-hosting with me about 3 meetups, so he's going to be my wingman for it. But he said there's a character that he wants to do because because Bad Bunny and stuff like that. And so he sent it over to me. I'm like, bro, I love that you're doing this because you deserve it. And I mean, shout out to Bad Bunny performing at the Super Bowl this weekend, by the way. So like that's gonna be I think
we have, I'm sorry, I gotta cut you off because I have okay, so first we got Wild Goldine. I'm autistic. I actually know that I have
wow.
internal power. That's an embedded responsibility along with that. Listen, shout out. I love
Shout
that
out.
because you
Shout
know what?
out.
I love anybody who shows up as their individual, unique self. The reality is we are 8 billion different strains of consciousness having a different, unique experience. And as you step into whatever that experience is for you and your enjoy, all the respect to you. I mad love. Now going back to Alejandro, I cannot respect somebody who finds joy in causing distress to others. So here's my take on that. Hurt people hurt people. I am absolutely unequivocally gonna love everybody because, as Bad Bunny said in his Grammy speech, and I love him so much, darkness is not going to clear out the dark. Light is. And what is light? Love. And when I can show up with love, even if I don't agree with how you show up, then I hopefully, if nothing else, am embodying a different way of being. And at some point, that's planting seeds. And I never know when that germinates. And the person who once wounded others helps set others free. And I believe that because I was somebody who hurt people for a long time because I was hurt. And then I now help heal people. So there we go.
Yo, first and foremost, that quote was deep. But like Bad Bunny really,
yes,
like
Bad Bunny said he
I know.
He went off. He was like, "We're not monsters. We're not this.
No,
We're
we're not savages. Yeah, that's what I mean. I support his cause, and I mean, perfect example, right? I went to the New York Comic Con, and I got to experience the whole, like, just enjoying being in the moment with friends and people of Hispanic backgrounds. And obviously, Bad Bunny's music was like nonstop. You know, what I mean, you can't be at a Puerto Rican event and not have Bad Bunny blasting. You know what I mean, and I'm over here dressed up as Where's Waldo in the midst of all this. So like, I'm in the color schemes just by coincidence. I didn't even plan that. Like, I literally was like, I'm doing Waldo on Saturday, but it was just amazing. You could see how culture and just people were just so inclusive. Like, you could be of different descent and they just welcomed you in. Like, it was like you were part of the family. And I think that's what America is really or should be about. And I'm not political at any stretch of the imagination, but like going back to Bad Bunny's point, the reason I bring this up is that he felt the need to bring people together and make it feel like, you are a part of something bigger than yourself. And that's what I think he exudes. And that's why I feel like he's a huge focal point in the world that we live in. And him being the influence that he does bring, whether it's, of Hispanic descent or of whatever it is, that's the cool part about how big he is as a person.
All right, so a couple of things. So Wild Gold Dean. I love your quote. One, you're right. I think, I work with people of all different backgrounds, different understandings, different consciousnesses. And the reality is I say embrace wherever you're at. Embrace your superpower of whatever. And in fact, I'm not the biggest fan of labels, whether it's autistic or bipolar or drug addict or whatever, because I feel like that limits you, and it limits your ability to see the whole of you, and the whole of you is perfection. And the reality is just because your brain works differently than mine doesn't mean that mine's better or yours is better. It's just different, and that is the true experience that we're meant to have. So I'm big about that. And then going back to Alejandro, because I'm switching pages. Some are on yours, some are on mine. So this is awesome. His speech was amazing.
Yes.
And then he said that's fair, to the point that we were making around being the light rather than, not respecting.
Yes.
And then you blast Latino music 24/7. So Alejandro, I live in a Puerto Rican household, so I listen to a lot.
All the time. I mean, Alejandro's my guy, bro. Like,
I
he's
don't know
just
what
so.
you're saying, but I like the vibe.
But that's the Brody, bro. He's just such a great person, and I think that's what I've been able to manifest. Right, when we talk about manifestations, manifesting people that are inclined, that have the same type of like joy that you bring. Me and Alejandro can walk into a place not knowing anybody, and we'll probably end up leaving there knowing probably 90% of people. It's the same thing that you have. Same thing with so many people that like exude joy and happiness, because people will appeal to that, right? Like, perfect example is like, if I see Kerri, I don't know, like, just being herself at like a social event, I'm like, that's just her. That's just her being herself. And she's more like, it's funny because she'll say hi first before even I sometimes say hi, because I'll just be like reading the room a little bit just because I just do that. But she'll just, oh, hey, how's your day going? I'm like, all right, babe, go do your thing. Like, I think that's cool. And that's why people gravitate towards her and myself as much as, we do
listen,
for taking care of
Alejandro,
self.
you said you hope to party with me and Nana sometime. March 15th. It's a very important day because Nana and I are going to be in the St. Patrick's Day parade.
Yes. Worcester
Joy
St. Patrick's Day
for
Parade.
our show, the Bright Side Chronicles, and we have a lot of people coming who are cosplayers. And I know for a fact that you are actually a musician. So if you want to pull up and share some of that life
I
with
didn't think.
experience, I'm just saying you can come party then.
Bro.
And also, I really I do want to shout out Bonnie,
Yeah.
Wild
Shout
Gold
out to.
Queen, and Alejandro. Thank you for your engagement in the show. I love it. And even if I disagree with people's ideologies, I respect you immensely for sharing yours and speaking your truth, because
Real talk.
that to me is what connection is about. It's not about placating or just appeasing or going along with what other people say, but it is about respecting people and their positions, and you know what I mean, being able to come together to, even if you don't understand it, you can agree to disagree with love and respect rather than division, which is what sadly I see too often.
Yeah, I mean, that's a whole different I guess topic for another, when you talk about division of people and stuff like that too. But also, I want to highlight something. Did you know that it is actually Black History Month this month, by the way?
I did. Do you know
Okay, I had that.
who I knew?
Huh?
You know why I know?
Why did you know? How did you know?
Because I am in love with a Black person.
You're mad funny. Who says that? Yeah. No,
I
but
feel like if you're gonna ask me the question, I'm gonna say something. But I mean, I did know that, and yet I feel like that was rich. So
but no, the reason why I say that is because like it's just to highlight the culture of it, right? So like I have friends that are doing like certain things of like 28 days of Black content creator, which I think is fucking amazing. I'm like, I didn't know this was even a thing. Like, I didn't know, but I'm tapping into that space of it, right? But it's not to take out any other cultures or anything like that, but it's just a cool thing to just bring about, because I'm like, damn, this is like really like a cool idea to put out there,
Wild Gold Dean,
Yes.
you will never get me and Nana upset to speaking your
Nope.
truth. You can ask us a lot of questions. And listen, I'm a passionate person. I speak with conviction on what it is I believe, but I truly respect and appreciate everybody and the energy that you share just being on the show, watching us. You don't have to be here. And so I'm
That's
deeply
what's up.
grateful and indebted to you. So I appreciate that. And then going back to Alejandro, hang on, I
Yeah.
gotta yes, I totally agree with that. Even though our opinions might not be the same, we should acknowledge each other's perspectives. And then, oh, see, Alejandro gets me. He's like
He
laughing my
does.
ass off. Best answer ever, right? I'm just
Yeah.
saying.
He's the he's the GOAT. That's why, like, literally, like, that's the Brody. Like, every time I'm like, bro, I can't wait. I get excited to just like be around people like Alejandro, and I just think it's just so funny that we both met up, dressed up as the same character, just off the rip. And I was like, yo, your shit is fire. Like, your outfit's fire. And we just started talking, and then he let me use his sword, which is fucking like, I'm like, I don't even have any swords. I'm just wearing the fit. But like, he's like, yo, do you want to take a picture of the sword? And I was like, yo, this is the bro. Like, this is my guy. So like, literally, like, I will always rock with Alejandro because he's just good people. And then having me crash there last year for Kineticon was like super cool. Shout out to Alejandro's mom for freaking holding space for me and making us some bomb breakfast and just like a great time. And I look forward to these adventures with friends like that.
Listen, Alejandro, you can bring your boys because I'll be
Yes.
terribly pretending to twerk, even though Nana says I look like a broken washing machine down the street while you guys make music.
Yo, nah, y'all are definitely more
Be
than
like,
welcome to
what do
pull
you
up.
do
Like,
to your hips, Kerri? And I'm like, I don't know, but homeboys playing music, so I got to
yes,
twist.
I think it'll be a vibe. In all honesty, like I think it's gonna be epic because there's gonna be so much going on, and I'm definitely doing cosplay. So like, I just don't know what I'm gonna wear yet, but like, I'll figure something out. For sure,
But
for
can
sure.
I do want to quickly circle back before we wrap up our show
Yeah,
about
yeah,
the
yeah. Hit me.
Black History Month. I love that people celebrate, their cultures. Just because we celebrate our culture doesn't mean that we're diminishing or dimming the light on somebody else's.
Mm,
I mean, the thing
mm.
is I'm Irish and I'm Portuguese and I'm Italian. I mean, granted, I never celebrate my Italian and Portuguese heritage, not for any other reason than they don't have a parade around me, and I vibe with the parade. So I do but no, the point is I love that you guys are inspired to lift each other up and find ways
Real
to
shit.
celebrate this month in a different and unique and empowered way to you, because that's
Mhm.
important.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, right? I mean, there's so much context behind Black history, and so it's a part of the American experience if you think about it, right? you know Pros and cons, but obviously we'll focus on just
The
it
pros,
being just
the
the
bright
pros.
side.
What I mean, the bright side of it, as in like it's a cultural thing that has been around for immense amount of time, and it's part of the melting pot of America. So I think it's just fascinating to just talk about that and just kind of tie that into what this month has going on. But
Well,
also,
we got, hang
what
on, we got
go ahead.
Alejandro saying you're Guyanese, Venezuelan, and of Asian descent, which
Yep.
is, by the way, Saint John is Guyanese, and I heard you got too lit last night.
Yeah. Yo, Alejandro, yo,
And then
no,
we got
no bullshit. Alejandro's playlist is fire, by the way. His shit, we were bumping music the whole weekend. I was like, bro, your shit. And it was songs that I knew. Like, I remember he was playing like Brick and Lace, Your Love is Wicked, which is a great ass song, by the way. Don't fuck around. I'll play that bitch real quick. I'll play that shit real quick. But like Tony Matterhorn, like all these big name artists that I listen to, it's funny because it just shows just how diverse the music is and the culture is that you can tap in when you meet different backgrounds.
So Alejandro, I'm old. I don't even know what "oh skunked" means. So I'm
Oh
gonna
my
just
god.
say, but I do want to say real quick, we got a shout out. Wild Gold Dean says he's Filipino and English. Was
Oh
your
shit.
second language, and then you say in my culture, just put the Asian and Hispanic cultures together, and you get my culture. I mean, I'm saying, can you cook for me? Because now you got me hungry.
Yes.
I'm just saying. Okay,
Yo,
and then I
no
got
bull, no bull. Like Alejandro put me on to some dope ass stuff, so I gotta give him credit for it. Like this was fire. That soup
oh,
and like the breakfast. But
thank you,
what did Bonnie say?
Bon. She said, "Thank you for a beautiful evening, and we thank you for being your amazing self and
Appreciate
engaging
you.
with our
Appreciate
content.
you.
We appreciate it."
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Um, but yeah, no, I mean, I'm actually excited, babe. What are you looking forward to with your upcoming trip?
Okay. Mi tengo tiempo
My
para
time, my time. But
yeah.
see, I know a little Spanish.
No
Wait, put it up there.
habla
I
español.
I can read it. Hold on, put it up there.
All right, hang on.
Have Lex translate it.
No, Ellen's in the background. So it
Oh,
says,
El can translate. She probably good with that
hang
shit too.
no tengo tiempo para cocinar.
Okay, so it's I don't have time for cocinar. What is that? Ah, shoot, it's gonna
To
bother me.
cook.
Yeah, that's what it was. I don't have time to cook. See, I know things. Y'all, people be thinking I don't know shit, bro. But I remember from 12th grade, bro. Mrs. Cummings, she put me on. Shout out to Miss Cummings, by the way. Crazy ass name. But
You know
anyhow,
what? Shout out to Cummings because I do love a good gum.
hey, yo,
No, I'm
yo.
sorry. Listen, no, but wait a minute. I really do want to come back to the question that you asked me, which is what am I looking forward to when I go to Dubai next week? One,
Yeah.
first and foremost, I'm spending time with my twin sister, and that
Shout
is
out.
beyond exciting.
Bro, I
Secondly,
can't wait to see
do
I can't wait to see pictures. Like, don't be
that's what
skimping out on me.
And then secondly, I'm excited to immerse myself in different culture with people I love because I'm going to see family I haven't seen in a long time, but also, I really love to experience
Mm,
different cultures. Yes, to Alejandro, I'm going to
mm.
Dubai. I leave on Monday.
You getting
That's
that
why
A-Rap money.
Nana and I are spending our time this weekend celebrating Valentine's Day. And
Trying to
everybody,
kidnap me.
I'm just saying because yes, I am that amazing girlfriend in the whole world. I did make sure that while I'm not here, Nana gets to cuddle something very nice. And this is this is
Oh, the blanket! Not the blanket!
that's Nana's Valentine's Day present. That way
Yo!
you can cuddle Goku instead of me while I'm gone. See,
Yo, what?
I was very thoughtful. So I'm just saying.
Nah. Yo, that's wild, yo. Nah, baby, you're amazing. You're amazing.
I'm just saying.
The segue was crazy. I was not expecting that. That was really good.
I know. It's almost
Um,
like All right. Well,
oh
we got
man.
2 minutes,
Okay.
and what do you want to leave the listening audience with? First and foremost, we will not
Yeah.
be on next week because I
Yeah.
won't be here to run the tech,
It's
and
all good.
that's just the way it be. Oh, look
So
at Alejandro says bro's going to be protected by Goku while you're away, right? Because let's just be real. I'm the one who holds it
yeah.
when I'm here.
Yo, that so now I can't have any bad nightmares and shit like that because Goku's gonna be in my dreams literally, right? So like we gonna let it run. Well, first and foremost, I also want to say J. Cole's dropping an album tonight, so be on the lookout. It's called The Fallout. Just randomly out of nowhere because I just
Our
love J.
daughter,
Cole's music.
she'll be vibing.
Yeah, Jules probably most. I don't know Billy.
No,
Yeah,
not
definitely Jules. And then secondly, I'm actually really I'm looking forward to catching up with you actually this weekend. I think, and I'm also really excited for the Patriots game. Like I'm really rooting for them to get it done. So then hopefully there can be a Patriots parade because I would love to go to a Patriots parade. Just throwing it out there.
And guess what? The World Cup games, some of the World Cup games are being played at Gillette. So my God,
Oh
Nana
yeah.
and I will be at one of the games.
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. That's a must. That's a must. So long as it makes sense, obviously. But yeah, that's my take on it. And I hope that people are staying positive, keeping their head going, and then just keep looking at the bright side of life.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna leave it with this one. Okay, I gotta get this. Wild Goldine. Thank you so much
Yes.
for engaging in real conversation because
Both
I
of y'all.
not
And
all
Bonnie.
about I'm all about joy, but part of joy is, being able to have tough conversations and
Yep.
I'm honored that you were able to do that. And then Alejandro, thank you for sharing your truth.
Fucking
Your
go.
all different,
The goat.
subjects, because I appreciate you and everybody
The
else
goat.
watching. And I'm gonna leave you with the fact that love isn't conformity. Love is unity. And when you can hold space and bear witness to people who have differing views than you and not judge them, well, that's when we'll see an external world that reflects the internal nature that Nana and I exist in at all times.
Damn. Okay. Okay. Mic drop. Mic drop.
We'll check you in 2 weeks, peeps.
Gang, gang. Y'all be easy. Keep being awesome and stay positive, yo.